Hi there, hope you have a fantastic day today. This lesson we will go through 2022 multiple choice for Mathematics Standard 2. Of course, there is a PDF file versions on the description below for you to download so you can work with me. Otherwise, let's go straight into it. First one, which graph represents a negatively skewed distribution? Part A, so it's symmetrical graph. So the mean is right in the middle. So it is a symmetrical graph. And part B is also symmetrical because every single score is the same frequency. So it is symmetrical. Part C, so most of the score are on the higher end. So therefore it is negatively skewed. So part C is the answer. Whereas part D is positively skewed because most of the score are on the lower end. So keep that in mind. So the answer is C. Question number 2. Which of the following could be the graph of y is equal to negative 2x plus 2? So first of all, we need to know that in gradient intercept form is y equal mx plus c. So m is in front of x. So therefore, m is negative 2. So that is the gradient is negative 2. So this means that the line must go this way. Okay. So therefore, the answer could be either A or B because they're both going this direction. So keep that in mind. And the second one is C is the y-intercept. So in this case, the intercept here. So C is equal to 2. So this means that it cut the y-axis at 2. But then in this graph, is cut at y-axis at positive. So that is 2. And whereas for part B, the y-intercept is negative number. So therefore, the answer should be A. So therefore, A is the answer. So there you go. Question number 3. What is the critical part to complete the project? So to work out the critical part, we need to identify the zero float times for the activities, right? So that is critical. So first of all, we know that the first one is the earliest starting time. And this one here is the latest starting time. Now to work out the float time, so we use the latest starting time minus the earliest starting time. So if you look at activity A, so the latest starting time is 3. And the earliest starting time is 3 as well. So therefore, we can also interpret like we have 3 hours to do 3-hour jobs. So this is critical, okay? So this part here is critical. Whereas this activity here, the activity B, so it's only take 2 hours and we have 7 hours to do 2 hours job. So this is not critical. So keep that in mind, okay? So in another word, we find the zero float time. So for this activity here, so we have 19 hours to do 19-hour jobs, if you like. So activity D is critical. So keep that in mind. So whereas this activity C here, we have 20 hours to do 16-hour jobs. So this is not critical. In another word, the float time is 20 minus 16 is 4. So the float time is 4. So that's not critical. Okay, so just remember, we need to find zero float time. Just keep that in mind. So now we have this activity here. Okay, so that is critical. So therefore, the critical part is start from A and then D and then followed by G. So A, D, G. So the answer is B. If you'd like to learn more about critical path, there is a video on the description below. So please check it out. Question number 4. Lily wanted to estimate the number of fish in a lake. She randomly captures 30 fish and then tagged and released them. 1 week later, she randomly captured 40 fish from the same lake. She found that 12 of these 40 fish were tagged. So first of all, let me just write this down. So 40 fish that she caught, and she's found that 12 are tagged. So just write this down. And the question is, what is the best estimate for the total number of fish in the lake? So we already know that she caught 40 of them and she found that 12 of them are tagged. And we know that there are 30 fish that are tagged. So let me just write this down, 30. So these are tagged. So from here to here, we need to work out from 12 to 30 how many times. So what I do, I just go 30 divided by 12. So I just go 30 divided by 12. So therefore, we times by 2.5 from 12 to 30. So times 2.5. So from here to here, we need to times 2.5 as well. So now we just go 40 times 2.5. So if you double 2.5, will give me 5. And then we double again because we times by 4. So that give me 10. So add a 0. So that is 100. Otherwise, you can just use 40 times 2.5. So therefore, the answer is D. So there you go. Question number 5. Which rows of the table shows how the median and means are affected when a score of 5 is added to the data set? So first of all, we need to find the median first, and then we add 5 to it, and then we find the median again, okay? And we know that 5 is a smaller number, so if 5 added, this means that the mean will change, right? Because you get smaller for the mean, because mean is average. So if we look at the table, so the mean changes, the means changes, okay? So you answer either A or D, but we're not sure, okay? So let me just cross out B and C. So that's definitely not the answer. So now let me just quickly find the median first, okay? So we have 1, 2, 1, 2. So the median is in between 17 and 7. So the median is equal to 17. We add 17 and we divide by 2. So if you put down a calculator, so you should get 17 as well. So now let's add 5 to it. So if I put a 5 here, so the median is, so we just cross out 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. So this is the median. So therefore, the new median is exactly the same as the old median. So therefore, the answer should be D. So the answer is D. Because median stays the same and the mean is actually lower, okay? The new mean is lower than the old mean. So keep that in mind. Question number 6. What is 20 minutes to 1/3 of a day? Expressed as a ratio in simplest form. So first of all, we need to convert 1/3 of a day in minutes first. So we know that one day is 24 hours. So we just go 1/3 of a day. So one day, 24 hours. So therefore, we just put 1/3 times 24. So 24 divided by 3, that is 8. So 8 hours. But then we need to convert 8 hours into minutes. So to convert to minutes, we just go 8 hours, we times by 60. Because 1 hour is 60 minutes. So 8 times 6 is 48. So 48, we add a 0. So that is minutes. Otherwise, of course, you can just put down a calculator. So we need to write in ratio form. So 20 minutes to 480 minutes. Then we can simplify this. Otherwise, you can just put on a calculator. So let me just put in a calculator for you. So we just go 2 over 48. You should get 1 over 24. So there you go. So that is 1 to 24. 1 to 24. So the answer should be B. So there you go. Question 7. Tien is paid $20.45 per hour, as well as a meal allowance of $16.20 per day. What are Tien's total earnings if she works 9 hours per day for 5 days? So we know that she works 9 hours a day. So let me just work this out. So we just go 9 times $20.45. So that is per day, because she gets $20.45 per day, and one day she worked 9 hours. But then she worked for 5 days. So we times by 5. So that's how much she gets. But then she gets $16.20 per day for her meal. So we just add 16.20 and times by 5. So there you go. So what I do, I just put that on a calculator. So I just go 9 times 20.45 and we times by 5 and we add 16.20 times 5. So there you go, $1,001.25. So the answer should be C. So there you go, the answer is C. Question number 8. Which true bearing is the same as south 48 degrees west? So let me just draw the diagram out first. So we know that is south and then we go west 48 degrees. So south is down below the x-axis and we go 48 degrees to west. So that is 48 degrees. So for true bearing, we always start from north and then we go clockwise. So there you go. So that is from here to here is 180 degrees. Then we add 48. So 180 degrees, we add 48 degrees. So 180 plus 40 is 220. And we add another 8. So 228 degrees. Otherwise, of course, you can just put on a calculator. So 228 degrees. So the answer should be C. So there you go. Question number 9. For how long is the object at the height of 300 meters or more above the ground? So 300 or more. So this means that 300 here. So from this onward, okay. So this means here above these 2 points. So therefore, we're looking at this. So this part here, from here onward up to here, is above 300 meters. So therefore, the time for this is, it go up by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So each grid is 1 second because time is in seconds. So this should be 6 and this is 10. So the duration is, we go 10 minus 6. So 10 minus 6 is 4. So the answer should be 4 seconds. So there you go. So the answer should be A. Question number 10. Alex purchased 800 shares. The total cost was $2.60 per share. Alex sold these shares 1 year later for $3.40 each and paid a fee of $24.95 for selling these shares. What profit did Alex make on these shares? So first of all, we need to work out how much Alex gets for selling these shares. So first of all, he has 800 shares. And then he sold it for $3.40 each. So that's how much he received. But then he need to pay a fee of $24.95. So we minus $24.95. So that is the fee. So that is how much he gets. So I just put on a calculator. So I just go 800 times 3.4 and we minus 24.95. So there you go. This is how much he gets. So let me just write this down. So 2695.05. So there you go. But then to work out the profit, we need to minus the cost, okay, that involved. So that is 2695.05. We minus how much is put in. So that is 800 shares and we times by $2.60 each. So let me just put that on a calculator. So I just go answer minus 800 times 2.6. That will do. So there you go. The profit is $615.05. So therefore, the answer should be B, $615.05. So there you go. Question 11. In 10 years, the future value of an investment will be $115,000. The interest rate is 4% per annum, compound half yearly. So let's just work this out first. So we know that compound half yearly. So first of all, we know that future value, will you compound interest, okay? future value is the present value, PV, 1 plus R power of N. And we know that R is 4% per annum, but it's compound half yearly. So 1 year it compounds twice. So therefore, R is equal to 4%. We divide this by 2 because compound twice a year. So that is 2%. And 10 years. So we know that 1 year compound twice. So 10 year compounds. 2 times 10 is 20. So let me just put that in together. So the future value is $150,000. And then PV, the present value, we're not sure. 1 plus R. R is 2%. So 2 over 100. And we can also write 2 over 100 is 0.02. And N is 10 times 2 is 20. So there you go. Now to work out the future value, we just divide it by this bracket. So 1 plus 0.02 power 20. So we need to do the same thing on the left hand side. So 1 plus 0.02 power of 20. So this cancel out. So that means PV is equal to 150,000 over 1 plus 0.02 power of 20. So the answer should be D. So that is the answer. Question number 12. For a particular course, the recorded data show a relationship between the number of hours of study per week and the marks achieved out of 100. A least squares regression line is fitted to this data set. The equations of this line is given by M is equal to 20 plus 3H. And we know that M is the predict marks and H is the number of hours of study per week. So keep that in mind. So this is M is predict marks, if you like. So we just go marks. And H is time in hours. So the question is, based on these regression equations, which of the following is correct regarding the predict mark of a student? Part A, it will be 3 for 0 hours of study per week. So first of all, we know that if H equals 0, so they become 3 times 0 is 0. So 20 plus 0 is 20. So we know that the minimum marks are 20. So in another word, if it's 0 study, so it should be 20 marks. That is minimum marks. Okay, keep that in mind. So this is wrong. And part B, it will be 20 for 0 hours of study per week. So that is correct. So we can stop there. Okay, so that should be B. Question 13. A random variable is normally distributed with the mean 0 and standard deviations 1. The table gives the probability that is random variable lies below Z for some positive values of Z. So this is important. So we need to understand how the table works first of all. So the table is this. So if we have a probability of Z that is less than or equal to 1.90, so this will give us this. So that is 0.9713. So if we want to work out the probability that is Z less than 1.98, so the probability is this. So keep that in mind. Okay, so we need to understand how it works first. So the question is, find the probability of Z that greater than 0 or less than or equal to 1.94. So it's between this value. So between 0 and this. So first of all, we know that from this part onward, so this is 0. Okay, don't forget. Okay, or Z score is 0, so it's 0.5 because the probability add up give me 1. So the bottom half is 0.5 and the top half is 0.5. So we need to work out this area here. But we know that the probability that is less than 1.94, the whole lot is from this table here. So 1.94 is here. Then we need to minus 0.5. So that is equal to 0.9738. We minus 0.5. So if we put that in a calculator, otherwise we just go 0.9 minus 0.5 is 0.4. So 0.4738. That should be the answer. So what have we got there? So there you go. The answer is B. There you go. Question 14. Which of the following correctly express x as a subject of y is equal to ax minus b over 2? So we need to make x as a subject. To work this out, first of all, I need to get rid of 2 first. I times 2, I times 2 here. So this becomes 2y is equal to, these 2 cancel out. So ax minus b. So what I do, I move this b on this side because we need to make x by itself. So the negative b move on this side, it becomes positive. So in another word, 2y plus b is ax. To work out x, just divide by a on both sides because we want to make x by itself. So I divide this by a and both sides need to divide by a. So this cancel out. So therefore, we have x is equal to 2y plus b over a. So let's see if we have it. So 2y plus b over a. So there you go. The answer is A. Last one. Which box plot best represents the same data as displayed in the cumulative frequency graph? So to interpret this, first of all, we just need to work out the median and the lower quartile, upper quartile. Okay, and then we compare to this box plot, if you like. So first of all, the median is halfway between. So that means half of 100 because it's out of 100. So half of 100 is 50, of course. So in here. So therefore, the median, that is Q2. So let me write Q1 is equal to, and Q2 is equal to 6. And then Q1 is a quarter of 100. That is 25. So 25, so this is 30. 25 will be halfway there. Go across. So it's in 3. And Q3 is 3/4 of 100. That is 75. So 70 here and 75 is here. So therefore it's 7. So Q3 equals 7. So let's just check out this. So first of all, we know that Q1 is 3. So the answer should be either this or this. And A, Q1 is not equal to 3, and B, Q1 not equal to 3. Then we need to interpret further. So the median is 6. So in here, the median is 6. That is correct. And the median here is not 6. So therefore, this is wrong. So the answer is C. So there you go. Thank you so much for watching. Bye.